school as a result of Rachel's challenge.
Rachel's story was that huge thing for them that made the difference, that helped them turn the tide. They went from hopeless to hopeful, that not only their life would mean something, but that they can make a difference in someone else's life. That's the magic of Rachel's story.
This is a movement that provides ideas towards actions that can have a positive impact of the lives of others in our schools and our communities. This movement is not stop and end all bullying. It's not enough. Rachel's challenge goes beyond ending bullying by reaching out to those in need, those without friends, the handicapped, a person who is down on their luck or going through adversity in their lives. People want and should be accepted, loved, and appreciated. This program is to help the victim and the bully.
It's really good to be with you all here this morning to share my sister's story with you.
You get to hear a story. You get to hear an amazing story. A story about a girl named Rachel Scott. This is what is going to change the culture of your school and change the lives of your students and your faculty members.
On April 20th, 1999, in Littleton, Colorado, 2 students walked into Columbine High School with guns and bombs and proceeded to kill 12 students and 1 teacher. It definitely got to my heart.
I was really moved by today's assembly, and I think we should do it all over the country.
It definitely chokes you up. For one thing, it's such a tragedy. So much good has come of it.
My daughter Rachel was the first one to be killed in the Columbine tragedy at Columbine High School.
Rachel's challenge today has had an absolutely phenomenal impact.
It was everything I expected it to be and more.
About 2 weeks after her death, her family discovered an essay she wrote for 5th period class.
And I found it underneath her bed. It was caught on the mattress springs.
And the essay was called My Ethics, My Codes of Life.
But I think that this assembly should be seen by every junior high and every senior high kid in the United States of America.
In this essay, Rachel challenged her reader to start what she called a chain reaction of kindness and compassion.
It, reached my heart. That really reached me deeply.
It was really good. It really inspired me to be kind.
She said, I have this theory. If one person will go out of the way to show compassion,
then it will start a chain reaction of the same.
People will never know how far a little kindness can go. I think Rachel's challenge is one of the most important messages out there today.
It's giving students permission to reach out, to be kind, to be positive.
Rachel's challenge gives you an opportunity where you have kids coming to the forefront, and they're the ones deciding to step up and bring about this cohesive community that caring is important.
Another goal that Rachel wrote was on the back of her dresser when she was 13 years old.
She drew an outline of her hands.
And inside the tracing, she wrote,
"These hands belong to Rachel Joy Scott
and will someday touch millions of people's hearts."
And by the time my family and I read this had already come true.
And over the past 9 years since Rachel died, over 11 million people have heard the story about her.
A lot of people are already trying to be nice to people and remember Rachel's challenge.
We have 6 basic belief systems, and we think that Rachel's challenge reflects each one of those.
In my 20 years in education, I've never seen a program like Rachel's Challenge that includes every element that I, as a school principal, is trying to infuse in my student body and my community.
compassion, and it will have a chain reaction of the same. People will never know how far a little kindness will go. This challenge gave us permission to reach out, to be kind, and to be positive. This is about kids stepping up and showing that caring is important.
Rachel's challenge is about recognizing random acts of kindness and creating a chain reaction. Simple actions such as holding the door for someone, greeting a new student at the school to help them feel wanted and accepted, complimenting someone, or asking someone sitting alone at lunch to join your table, or having your table join them. Ask someone who is bullying or being mean what they are doing and why. Reach out to the victim and let them know that you care.
All right, so how are we going to do this? If you choose to accept Rachel's challenge, we'll have a banner. It's over there. You can sign it during your lunch shift. And then what our plan is, you see a random act of kindness, just write it down, who it was, what was done. Just take it to Mr. Vidi's office. And our goal is to create a chain like the ones you saw in the video that will be displayed somewhere throughout the school.
I looked out the window, and there was a kid with a trench coat and a shotgun throwing pipe bombs in the parking lot, and then he shot a girl outside.
She was so young, but she started this chain reaction after her death.
Those two boys were sick and tired of being bullied.
And he came into the library and shot everybody around me.
It's a big reason why those two boys did the killings at Columbine High School.
I can't hate them. They win if I hate them. They win if I don't forget. Even Rachel's writings help us. She wrote about forgiveness.
Compassion is the greatest form of love humans have to offer.
And it's a passion of mine to do this, to get this to the world. I wish every single school could hear this.
She came up to me and whispered in my ear, he said, "You and your sister's story just saved my life."
I just think she followed her heart, and God caused her to leave the legacy that she did. How do you know that trust, compassion, and beauty will not make this world a better place to be in, and this life a better one to live? You just may start a chain reaction.
Dana is Rachel's big sister, part of that chain reaction, now called Rachel's Challenge. Family and friends sharing Rachel's message in school assemblies nationwide. 1.5 million students will hear her story this year. But where Rachel's Challenge perhaps has its biggest impact is on the silent majority of students who witness heartless behavior toward their classmates every day, but stand by without saying a word.
So many kids nowadays and students are being crammed with knowledge, of head knowledge, to try to get through this life with education, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what about getting to their heart about something? Without getting to the heart, you don't do very much with kids and young people today.
There were buses that came throughout the day and brought students. And I remember they told us there was one bus left. I remember running outside. I jumped on a little fence, and like a stone fence, and looked in the windows of the bus to see if I could catch a glimpse of Rachel. Thought I saw her. Your mind is so eager to latch on to hope. And when the last student got off the bus, I think that was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I think that's when I first knew that she was for sure in my heart that she was probably killed. This is not something I chose to do. I would have never, I'm not smart enough to figure out how to have a program that's going to impact corporate organizations, elementary schools, and colleges. You have to be 5 organizations to do that, and I'm a pretty simple person. All I did was went out and told her story, and by telling her story, we began to realize the impact that it had on lives.
And when you're a part of that, and you're a part of that family, you've got to realize that there's something that you have to do. You have to do that's going to make a positive difference from a tragedy like this.
I just think that it was just meant to be.
Meant to be, because there is more to Rachel's story than her tragic death. She lived the things she talked about in her essay and told people frequently she believed one day she would have an impact on the world. A large number of educators in southern Idaho are betting she was right. Over the past few months, they've been hearing about Rachel's Challenge, a school assembly program that has become a movement for kindness and compassion nationwide. As Rachel's Challenge sweeps the nation, there are encouraging signs that schools can become better places to learn and live. First, by creating awareness.
We have so many young people come up to us after we're done speaking to 3,000, 1,500, 700, whatever we speak to, crying, telling us they want to change their life, if they have been mean, if they have not been a nice person.
So these videos, we hope you guys were inspired today with Rachel's story, and hopefully you guys too can take on the challenge to start random acts of kindness, you know, being kind to one another, to encourage people, and to respect classmates, and not just in school but outside of school. And hopefully you guys really learn something today. And just to know that tomorrow's not promised, and every day counts. So.
These are the hands of Rachel Scott, and one day, they are going to impact millions. Each and every one of us, and you guys are doing it now, have the ability have a positive impact on a day and on a person. And we'll never know, you'll never know how long that positive impact's going to go, or how far. I'm here to tell you it's timeless. Rachel's Challenge is about letting you guys know it's okay. You have permission to be nice. You have permission to be kind. You have permission to go out and look out for others in a positive way. If you see somebody being mean, you don't fight mean with mean. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? You challenge them in a positive manner. You feel like you want to accept this challenge and join us, as we accepted it in November, okay? Sign your name during lunch. You see these random acts, let us know. These acts are happening already. We're not starting at ground zero. We just want to get it out in front and give you something to do to make the silent majority smaller. Thank you for your time, your attention, and teachers, we have enough time for you guys to get back to class. Thanks.
What?
Yeah. That was horrible.
And then just like Gabby just puts it
I recorded the whole thing. Yeah, I'm still recording.